I wasn't feeling very creative in the new year, but I've reset my routine and gone back to the creative habits that truly changed my life 5 years ago, because they started me on the path to where I am now as a full-time digital artist and content creator. I'm already feeling so much more creative and more focused, so let me show you the daily habits that help me to be creative. And keep in mind that sustainable habits should be small, achievable things that you can do every day or near enough. They don't need to be huge commitments, and they don't need to get you anywhere very fast. I believe it's much more powerful to build a routine that you love doing, because everything is small enough that you can easily make progress every day. And over time, they turn you into the person you want to be because they ingrain themselves into your identity. So habit number 1, be active. I truly believe that having strong foundations for our physical and mental health gives us more capacity for everything else in our lives, which is why the first daily habit isn't making art, it's being active in any way that feels good to you to help build on that strong physical and mental foundation. We all have different physical abilities, but truly any way that you can move your body and get some fresh air is so beneficial. The year that I started drawing every weekday, I would go for a walk every morning, even if it was just short, so that I could get blood flowing and wake up my body and my brain. Especially when you do light exercise like walking, it A, removes all of the stimulus that you usually have around you, and B, gives your body a task to focus on, so then your mind is free to wander. I definitely notice that when I'm getting a bit of exercise every day, even if it's just a 15-minute walk or a small YouTube aerobics video, I have so much more capacity for being creative and for my mind to be able to come up with fresh ideas. And no, you don't need to be a fit person or even trying to become a fit person. This is about you taking care of your body and your mind so that you have the energy and motivation for creativity. Habit number 2 is to keep on top of admin. Really, by admin, I mean any small tasks in your life or your small art business that will be screaming at you for attention until you get them done. There are so many little nagging tasks that hang over you and distract you until you action them. And the day is so much more productive when you don't have to think about them anymore. For me, it's mostly replying to messages, comments, and emails. For you, it might be booking that appointment or tidying your space. If it's going to be sitting at the back of your mind, then do it as soon as you can to get it out of the way, and it will remove that bit of mental stress and allow a bit more room for you to focus on being creative. I would include in this keeping your creative workspace tidy or cozy or whatever feels good to you, because whenever my desk gets too messy and cluttered, then I run out of room to put my sketchbook and pencils, and then that's just another hurdle to overcome. Basically anything that I know I need to get around to soon, I do at the start of the day or at least before my creative time, so that it doesn't distract me for the rest of the day and I can focus on my creative projects. I find that if I don't do this, I start to feel the weight of these tasks hanging over me, and throughout the day I'll be thinking, oh yeah, I need to respond to those Instagram messages, or oh no, I didn't get back to that important email yet, and then I'll stop what I'm doing to jump onto that other task before I forget, and that's just not very productive. You might only need a few minutes to sort out your life or business admin for the day, but do those nagging little tasks first before they get the opportunity to derail your creativity and productivity. Now, habit number 3, and probably the most obvious, is to draw something. You don't have to draw every single day to be a good artist, and you definitely don't need to draw for very long, but from personal experience, when I do get into a daily-ish art habit, everything seems to run more smoothly because creativity and art ideas and drawing are such a big part of my work and my life. I personally like to draw Monday to Friday to give myself a creative break on the weekend, which is actually how I started this whole journey 5 years ago, was by drawing every weekday for a year and growing my audience on social media that way. But I sort of fell out of that habit when bigger projects came along. Honestly, only now that I've gotten back to my roots and started drawing small illustrations in my sketchbook most days of the week, have I felt everything falling back into place again. I know that drawing daily, or as close to daily as you can, feels daunting and scary and like a huge commitment, but aim to just draw for 20 minutes or less to keep it manageable and achievable, because from personal experience, having that as the benchmark to hit was a complete game changer for me. When we're overambitious with our habits, we can keep it up for a few days or maybe a week, and then life happens and we lose energy, fall off the bandwagon and feel bad about it. But when we make really achievable habits that are sustainable, even if they seem insignificantly small at first, we can achieve them every day and feel good about ticking it off, and that provides more motivation for doing it again the next day, and the day after that, and so on. And keeping your art light and fun is really key too. It's fine if you want to do textbook art exercises if that's what excites you, but I think for most of us, a daily creative habit has to have a lot of creative freedom, fun, and exploration to be sustainable. So I prefer to draw cute, silly things in my sketchbook because that's what lights me up. And having just a small sketchbook or some scrap paper is really good too, because it doesn't take long to fill the space and feel accomplished, and it removes any pressure of making something really good. If you draw on scrap paper, it doesn't matter what it turns out like. You don't ever have to look at it again if you don't want to, but making something and doing it often will help you progress as an artist. And habit number 4 is to write. Granted, this might not be for everyone, but hear me out. Writing is a creative exercise just like drawing is. It's about expressing ideas on paper, whether they're quite literal or totally fictional. And if you're a small art business or a hobby artist, there's a good chance that writing can help your creativity in general. If you're a small art business like I am, you could spend some time writing out ideas for projects and outlines of what needs to be done for them, or write the scripts, blog posts, or email newsletters that you need for marketing. At some point, I realized that writing a little something every day was hugely beneficial because it had a trickle-down effect to everything else that I do. And allocating time to write makes it a priority and lets you get ahead of things, and in turn gives you more time and space for creative time. Or if you're a hobby artist, spend some time writing out art ideas or a little story for your characters to help guide your art, or start a small journal to help express yourself and connect to your creative self. Writing could look like lots of different things to you, and it doesn't have to be much. It could literally be a list of 5 art ideas every day to help build that creative muscle. Since I run an art business that relies on scripts and blog posts and lots of written things, I aim to write 500 words just Monday to Friday, and what those 500 words are varies each day depending on what I need to write or what I'm excited to write about, but I am 100%, no doubt in my mind, more productive creatively when I'm writing daily as well as drawing daily. You don't need to write 500 words a day, but try incorporating a small daily writing habit in a way that works for you to see if it can help your creativity like it has mine. We're all different, but give these habits a go and put your own spin on them so that they work seamlessly with your lifestyle and commitments. You might only have 30 minutes a day spare at the moment, so maybe you're only able to start with 1 or 2, and that's totally fine because this is a long-term game and it is much more powerful to build habits that are enjoyable and sustainable than to rush to do everything all at once. I work full-time on my art business, so for me it's easy enough to do these 4 habits daily, or at least on weekdays. So definitely don't feel like you need to be doing everything all at once if you have other responsibilities and commitments. Just try to start with 1 step each day toward investing in your creativity. Even if it feels so small that it's pointless, it is not pointless if you do something small every day for a year, then you've moved mountains. Let me know in the comments if you do any of these habits or if you have any of your own that you enjoy doing, because we'd all love to know. And if you're learning to draw, then consider joining me on Patreon, where I host an illustration club every month that you can use for inspiration and accountability. I also have lots of video art tutorials on art basics like color palettes and composition, and step-by-step guides to teach you how to draw things that you can get instant access to when you join. If you enjoyed this video, then please give it a like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I think you already enjoyed this other art video too, so just click on the thumbnail on screen to pop it on. I love being able to share these videos with you. I appreciate you all so much, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.